Tyler, how are you?
I'm excited because
This is gonna be a fun episode.
The show is called Off Panel, Off Topic, and one of the things that happened yesterday in San Diego was a whole lot of Marvel panels. So we're gonna be working off of them panels.
I need to get a
Segway machine like I have.
A rim shot. Because that was a real bad joke. I'm over here like,
what? That was not a joke. That was a Segway. What? You fucking heard me.
All right.
Do you like that meme I sent you? Oh, my phone's...
Yeah.
Did it look like Kirk Cousins?
Kind of. Anyway, so this is going to be a busy episode because for the first time in 2 years, we have Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con returns in a big bad way. So I came in with low expectations because the way that...
I forgot it was going on.
Right, and the way that it was being portrayed, especially on the Marvel front, was like they're going to hold a bunch of stuff. They're not going to show very much until D23, like tamper your expectations. Mm-hmm. And then they come out and announce 17 projects, or not necessarily announcing, but at least giving us release dates and a timeline.
The next like 3 or 4 years almost.
Yeah, phase 5 and 6. 2 more phases they're planned already, so...
We still don't know that much about Phase 6. We'll get to all that.
And obviously. Phase 6 is open, and I think they're going to... Yeah, we'll get to that. So there's a lot to talk about on the Marvel end and not as much on the DC end. And I think...
But who cares?
But I think that's good. I think it's fine.
Yeah, actually.
I don't see a problem in it. Because while I'm... Like, there is an excitement for me to see that, like, okay, like we literally were talking about this last week. We didn't know the direction. We don't have a direction. So now we clearly know they're sticking to the plan of doing the multiverse stuff, doing the Kang stuff. I don't know if they'll do Iron Lad.
Are we starting on Marvel?
No, but I'm just saying to see that, but then also see what DC is doing when they have just 2 projects, but they're pushing those projects hard.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of effort being put into that because I think DC understands their place in being, we're better at telling standalone stories. And we need to stick. We can have some sort of attachment to them, and I think that's what they're gonna do.
That we've talked about that on the show before. Like, I'm totally cool with them like doing a Superman movie with Henry Cavill. I'm also cool with them doing a Black Superman movie with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, which I think is still going through.
I haven't heard anything about it, but
and by the way, I'm glad he wasn't Clark Kent. I'm glad that they used an already existing character. And did that because I keep saying like we should do more of that. Like, my opinion should be like what I feel like towards this is you and I have talked about this. Inclusion matters.
Yeah, but
I also think it's important that we give him a chance to stand on his own and not piggyback off the legacy.
I see.
Of,
yeah, I mean,
Clark
if you
Kent.
just
and, like it's like Miles Morales and
if
Peter
you
Parker.
Just
you
swap,
know what I mean?
if you just put like for instance, if you just take a traditionally white character and make them say black or Hispanic, is not as compelling or
as making it
as
totally
helpful as
character. It's like John and John Stewart and Hal Jordan. Like the difference is there, and So I'm glad, but we're getting way off track.
We're also way cool with just doing the other way too,
or Clark Kent. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But
like
I think
Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X. I'm totally cool with that.
I would be into that.
You know what I mean? Like we're totally cool, but we think it's more compelling when they create a brand new character. So my brother sent me a text message with the him standing in front of Phase 5, and that's when I was like, holy shit, this is going on. And for a little bit, I was like live on Twitter. Like just like you were just checking shit out, like oh my god, like
which is crazy because
there were no cast announcements for Fantastic Four, right?
No, they just gave a release date.
They won't for a while.
Yeah, because that's 2024.
Yeah. They don't have to do shit about that until next year. It'll go into production.
We'll get to that.
Year,
let's start with DC.
Okay.
Did you see The Rock's entrance to Hall H?
No.
Oh my god, dude, you missed out. It was awesome. So.
What do you do?
Well, the room was like dark, and they worked in a fog machine, and they're playing the end of that because they released a new trailer, which shows him actually fighting the Justice Society.
Yeah, I needed to see that.
So they were playing that in the background.
Yeah,
and the voiceover's coming, and then the smoke starts to clear, and it's like Black Adam. and then The Rock appears, and he's like on a platform, so it looks like he's like floating down, and there's like lightning going across the screen, and lights are flashing. I was like, there was just so much effort and showmanship put into it that.
Well,
and this is what I'm saying.
Look who it is.
This is why I think it's okay that DC only has 2 projects they're pushing here, because clearly The Rock
they're putting all the money
is
in
putting a lot of money into this project himself, and he believes in this project. And excuse me, whether I think the movie's good or not.
What the hell? No.
I'm excited to see the movie regardless.
Yeah.
And that's more than I ever thought I would be for a Black Adam movie, because Black Adam was never an interesting character, because like I knew a little bit about Shazam, but I didn't know much more of the lore. And
I saw a lot of the Black Adam, New 52 Black Adam,
right? And I think that's what they're going to do with this. I think
what's it rated?
PG-13.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
He at one point like he rips a villain, a minor supervillain in half in front of the public with the press watching.
But here's the thing: you can't do. I don't think they're going to have The Rock do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Rock still has to be like that superhero, always the good guy. Although he did play villains before, but I do kind of like that they're going a little bit more like that New 52, more modern take, because in the last few years, DC, I think ever since they knew The Rock was going to be attached to this project, which, by the way, this was like talked about for like 10 years, it seems like. In the main
it's
DC,
a lot like Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool.
Yeah. And in the main DC canon, they slowly turned Black Adam from being a straight up villain into more of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Which is clearly what they're going to do with this, because it's The Rock. But it's also going to be interesting because then he's going to be playing against type in Shazam 3. Which, my God, DC deserves a lot of applause to kind of like sort of keep. This is, I think Shazam.
They totally used our joke in that trailer, in the Shazam trailer.
What?
Where he's talking to the guy, and at the end he's like, I'm just a pediatrician, right?
Yeah.
Like that's totally our like. How many sketches have we written that are just like
an
that?
Arby's or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm ranting, and you're like, "Hey, listen, man, do you need to order?"
I think it's interesting because I think they're kind of using these 2 movies to restart the DCEU to like even get ahead of the whole Flash fiasco.
Yeah.
And these movies work because they operate in the world as references, but they don't really
notice
interact
they didn't
with
show
anyone.
Ezra Miller's face.
Yeah, that's the thing Ashley pointed out too. You just saw the legs, but they showed the money shot of Jason Momoa. Like, no, he's still in it. He's still involved. But we're not going to talk about Ezra.
They even showed Batfleck, didn't they?
Yeah, they showed him on the Gargoyle and Justice League.
Wasn't it Henry? Or did they show Superman? I don't think they showed Superman.
No, but they just reused shots from other movies.
Right, but still,
they just literally put the clip in.
Still, what they're saying is that
Superman shows up at the end of the first movie.
This movie is connected to that project, and what we've talked about is we're cool with them doing like Elseworlds projects, standalone shit like the Joker stuff, or the new Batman. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy, probably.
Yeah.
Or if you want to continue with this stuff that Snyder started, like it was good casting. It wasn't, it wasn't something you should just toss away. But clearly, the actors are a lot older now. It's been like 10 years since they started that, so it's not as fresh for them anymore. Yeah. How long is it going to be before Gal Gadot's like, all right, I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of
over it. There is a Wonder Woman 3 at some point, but
okay,
yeah, but that's what I think is interesting. Is in a way, DC relies on the things that they're good at and somehow keeps those things the tent pole, which is weird. You know what I mean? Like, they focus hard on Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. They still did, even though Wonder Woman 1984 is a weird fucking
Did we
movie.
see any shit about Dune?
Yeah, they started filming part 2.
And when's that coming out, next year?
I think so.
I should know. I should fucking know.
So they focus hard on her, and then Shazam and Black Adam is something they're really focusing on, and kind of just pushing everything else to the side and being like, okay, so these are the things that we made outside of Snyder that worked. Because they don't. I think they're like, we don't want to fucking touch the Snyder shit anymore.
Yeah.
Although Aquaman's in it, Aquaman is still a thing. It's like we kind of built him up to be,
We left the door open for Batfleck.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, because he's going to be in the Flash movie, so who knows?
Let's be honest, and I'm gonna be honest about this, and I know it's not a super popular opinion, but I think Batfleck is maybe my second favorite Batman behind Keaton.
That's pretty popular. A lot of people like Batfleck.
I
think Pattinson for me is up there.
See, yeah, he's up there, but
Pattinson was incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. I think I need to see more before I put him in that echelon.
Yeah. But what the long way of saying is I'm glad that some things are still kind of attached, but they're still their own thing. Like that's just kind of how they're designed in a weird way narratively. Like Shazam has Superman show up at the end of that movie, but they couldn't show Henry Cavill, so it's just this logo, like a torso shot, which is a fun cameo and it works.
Yeah,
for that movie and for what they're doing. Like DC is so weird because while they can do really great, dark, serious adult stories like they did with the Batman, they can also make fun. They can still have fun in that universe.
Shazam was really fun, and
the first one is great.
I think the second one looks equally fun.
So yeah, we're talking about that. So the Black Adam footage I saw really excites me. Because like there's
when does that come out? This fall?
October 21st.
Wow.
But that's what I mean. This is the brilliant move of DC. They released that in October, and then in December is when Shazam comes out. So they're literally back to back.
Nice. Which
is clearly going to have Black Adam's going to show up in the end of the movie.
Of course.
At least in the end credits. And it's like, holy shit, which is going to be awesome.
They'll have some sort of end credits in Black Adam, like pointing to Shazam, and then he'll show up at the end credits in Shazam.
Or do you think it's possible that he shows up? Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He has a bigger role in Shazam too, and they're just hiding it. Wouldn't that be fucking wild? And look, we're already speculating and being excited about a Shazam property.
Cool.
I never would have.
That would be really cool. Yeah. And then the third movie is
he gets
just
awoken,
them beating the shit out of each other.
Because it's the gods coming after them, right? Yeah. So he gets awoken from this. Like, there's got to be a way that they're tying this back to him. Because why you're not gonna have The Rock have one movie and not show up in Shazam 3? Like, it's.
Do we know if Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren are cast in Black Adam?
No.
Okay.
They could show up. I don't know. But it also, I think what DC is trying to do now is they're going to make the Justice Society the new Justice League.
That's fine.
And they're going to build on this team.
I'm cool with that.
And I think I thought it was going to be in the past. Yeah. I think it's going to be current.
I think it's going to be a lot more contemporary.
Dude, I think that's much more interesting.
I'm excited to see Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate.
Dude, Dr. Fate looks cool. Hawkman looks dope. Like, all of it. Atom Smasher looks fucking cool. I'm actually really excited for Black Adam. I think it's going to be really cool, really good. And I'm also like Shazam's trailer. This is the first trailer we got for that. Holy shit, man! They're doubling down on the things that made the first one good.
Spectacle, man.
Well, and the suits look better. The CG looks great. Like, I was really impressed with this trailer. Just like, because I was already excited for this movie, but like I said, we're geeking out over fucking Captain Marvel Shazam. Like, I never would have thought I'd really care that much about this character, but I'm really excited because I like with the family dynamic and what they're gonna do with the Shazam family.
Yeah,
and the fucking Fast and the Furious joke, so genius. When he's sitting at the table with Helen Mirren, and he's like, "Listen, lady, you may be older than me, but I've seen every Fast and the Furious movie, and they're about one thing: family."
Family.
That was the signal.
Guys.
God, like that was such a beautiful like joke, and that's what I mean. Is the first one I thought I was gonna like, but I was caught off guard how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
And it's just a fun movie, and I think the second one is gonna be fun too.
You know, here's the thing about Zachary Levi. That a lot of people, I don't know about a lot of people, me in particular, he started off on that show Chuck.
Yeah.
And he plays like a nerdy guy. And they did such a good job with the characterization and everything that you kind of forget that he's a tall, good-looking guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he can play a superhero. That's why I remember when they cast him, I'm like, well, are they going to build the suit up or something like that? And I'm like, well, wait, no, he's already, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah. So that was kind of, I remember that kind of being a surprise to me. Like, oh, yeah, wait, he's actually, he's kind of the Hollywood leading type already.
Yeah.
All right.
And
they just really did a lot of good, hair and makeup on him. I don't know, whatever.
Well, I think the suit looks better, too. I think the suit is more fitting to his body type, because you could clearly tell in the first movie he was wearing a muscle suit, and I think this one is more fit to him. And
he probably gained a lot.
Yeah, and I got to tell you again, like the genius of just doubling down on these two movies. And we're going to talk a lot about Marvel for sure, but like it's got me excited.
We have to.
It's got me excited for the future and just what they're going to do with that. And I don't know.
Hey, Eckhart.
I again
think about the future.
The compelling thing to me is it's still going to be what it always is Billy Batson as a child fighting this ancient, like, god, horrible man.
Yeah.
Black Adam. What you eating in the middle of a recording? Unbelievable.